In the world of anime merchandise and collectibles, prize figures are one of the big staples. Not only are they easy accessible, but they're also very cheap. The detail in them is good for the price. The variety of characters and series is immense and constantly increasing. But due to this as well, there is more ways that people can scam you. But don't worry and don't fret, because in this video I'm going to show you how you can tell the difference between a real and a fake prize figure. So I'm going to use Sabito here as my example. And as you can see, it comes in this nice sturdy box. Try to give it a squeeze, it's not really going to budge at all, because it does have a nice hard cardboard insert. Nice colours, all the logos around it. But as you'll see in the video on screen now, the figure I ordered came with the box flat packed. Flat packed. No one is going to send you a flat packed box of a figure unless that figure is fake. And this is that box. That box there is now all made up, but it is extremely flimsy. There's absolutely nothing to it. Because it's flat packed, there's nothing extra. Whereas inside the real one, there's a nice sturdy bit of cardboard going around that supports and holds the figure. In this case, since it's flat packed, the figure itself just came in a little plastic bag. And that was it. So that's definitely the big way of telling that your prize figure is fake. If the box comes flat packed, it's more likely going to be fake. Any proper seller will never send a box flat packed. But as you see straight away, you can see some differences here. Not only in the colour quality of each side, with the fake one here. Fair enough, you do have the Demon Slayer logo, but you're missing all this information down the bottom, including the Bandai logo and the Band Presto logo. The colour quality is a lot more burnt and dark on the fake, whereas on the real one, it is more natural looking and more clear. Turning this over to the top of the box, similar kind of thing. It's missing the logos and the text information. This here, the B, I'll show you what that means by turning over to the side. Now on the side view of the real one, you have the A and B, and these are the two options of that prize figure that you could get. In this case, we've got B, which is Sabito. A version would be Tanjiro. On the fake version, they don't even put this information on at all. Going round to the back, again, you're going to see a little bit of a difference here. Colour quality goes around fully. You can see a dint in this box as well, of this where it's been flat packed and badly packaged. On the bottom, we have the Bandai Spirit's name, all the information about there as well. Unfortunately, I don't read Japanese, but that's the standard kind of practice that comes onto the boxes. Moving on to one of the big sections, you'll notice here a huge difference in the fact that not only is this box shape completely different, like that, compared to this one which actually folds out over, it is cell tipped at the bottom there, but all the information about the figure, about the manufacturing, the QR codes, the contact numbers of the place where manufactured it, all that information is fully missed and just taken off on this fake one. But then if we go, I take you back again to the box itself and I open it up. Of course, this came flat packed, so there's literally nothing in it. The flaps are barely anything there to it. Open the real one. On the bigger, larger flaps, you have some more of the logos again and the QR code. On the inside, you have that nice solid bit of cardboard that goes around the whole box with then a triangle indent in it. That's where the figure normally sits. On this one, it's barely even cardboard really. It's just more or less glossy paper. It is horrible. But that's the box. What about the figure itself? Well, let's take a closer look. One main thing you'll see straight away, I've definitely put them side by side, is not just the size of the bases. This is tiny base, a huge nice supportive base, is the size of the figure itself. The fake one is at least a centimetre smaller than the real one. And then when we go on to closer inspection, you've got this really flimsy sword that came separate. This one is fully attached to the character. This came separate and it's all bent and wobbly and out of shape. His position of his hand isn't great in comparison to the real one. So one thing that I noticed straight away on this figure is because Sabito and people like Tanjiro have this certain kind of uniform they kind of wear, and it has this kind of arrow chevron kind of style pattern to it, which is really nice and uniform all the way down onto the feet. But if you look here on the fake one, the pattern is all over the place. It's splodgy, it's missing sections, it's not connected in any way. The top is a little bit better, but the paintwork is all over the place. The patchwork is still not quite there and not quite right. That sword is just, I wouldn't get rid of that sword. He may as well just stand there with his weird hand. So one of the things you can really tell difference as well, not only is the pattern and the paintwork, but is the colours. The colour of the plastic here on the real one is a nice kind of toned down natural colour. On the fake one, it's got this weird kind of purpley kind of tinge to it, really off-white. It's not very nice kind of colour. The same way with the masks, nice bright white, but weird off-colour tone to it. One of the big things for me that I notice almost straight away is Sabito's scar. So if you have a look on his face there, on the real one it is more darker, more duller, kind of more like you'd expect a scar to possibly look on a figure. On the fake one, it has got a really bright red outline and this really yellow insert. I know it's anime in there, but I wouldn't really expect a scar to look like it's actually glowing at you. It is very weird, and they've copied that same pattern, of course, onto the mask, whereas on the mask on the real one, it matches his face scar, a bit more toned down, a bit more natural. Going overall to the look of the face, the hair mould is pretty bad. It's the shape is more or less the same, but the spikes and the detail are definitely lost. I don't know if this is because they've downscaled it for some reason. Maybe that's one of their ways of getting away with this. But also, like, the nose is not quite right. Eyes, though, more or less the same. I can't really complain too much about the eyes. The eyes look essentially the same, really. Just the detail and the quality of the print is slightly better on the real one. Again, sword, can't really do much about the hand moulding. If you see on the real one, there's a nice lot of detail in the hand, even down to some of the creases on your hand and the knuckles. On the fake one, it's just all smooth and soft with random bits of marks all over it as well. On his bottoms, on his trousers, similar kind of thing. And one thing that would be a lot more harder to notice, other than on the fake one they're quite shiny, and on the real one they're a bit more dulled out, is Sabito's belt as well. It is actually a dark forest green. On the fake one, they just kept it black. They didn't even bother looking at that, just painted it all black and just went over it. If turning around to the back, other than the discoloured of the plastic itself, there's a weird kind of nick and mould mark on the fake one here. But other than that, there's not really much to talk about. For the back, it's quite plain, quite straightforward. The creases are more or less in the same place. The pattern again on the legs is just absolutely terrible. Now, don't get me wrong, the price difference in these is a big thing. And I can understand why people would go for the fake one, because this is about £6 to £8, whereas this one is £30. So this is essentially a third of the price. And if you're on a budget, and if you really can't afford to pay for these price figures, I can understand entirely why people would go and get these figures, even though they're not the greatest, just for the price wise, so they can get one of the characters of their favourite series in their collection. But just please be aware that if you have a look at them, that you know they are fake. Don't go be expecting to go online and getting a price figure brand new with box for less than about £20 to £30. If it's an older one, you might get it on sale for £20. Brand new, it's going to be around the £30 mark. So in the world of anime merchandise and collectibles, figures are not the only thing that gets faked. Funko Pops also get faked, but this video right here will show you how you can tell if your Funko Pop is real or fake.